Hey everyone, Niveda Muralidhan here. Welcome to my channel. Now I have a special guest, Sammy. Welcome, Sammy. He's founder of REGRO Media. We have already done an PPC interview with Sammy. So do check out the link in the description of this particular video. And in this video, we are going to discuss the advanced PPC tactics that every Amazon seller should follow. Hi, Sammy. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you. So I have some advanced questions that we received from multiple users. So here are some of the questions I wish to ask to you. The first question is like, how can we use Amazon advertisement report to track and measure the performance of PPC campaigns? Because many people are not using the reports. They just go to the panel, they just go to the ad campaign, ad reports, I mean, ad sets, and then just they optimize it. So how can we use the reports properly?
Yeah, definitely. It was a great question. So, mostly what we have seen is people or sellers or brands have one question: how can we optimize our campaigns? But rather, they should ask what they should optimize and when they should optimize. Now, what we have seen is, let's assume you are spending every day 10,000 on ads. And what we have seen is maximum of the times in that 10,000, let's assume 20% of that entire spend goes to one particular A sign. And it might be they have hundreds of A sign or SKUs. And that 20% of the spend is just bringing on 10% of the total sales.
Okay.
Also, if I give you an adverse case scenario, there might be a ASIN where they are spending 50% of the total budget, whereas that ASIN is generating 20% of the total sales. Now, this is very bad. And sellers don't understand this because they don't know how to check. Because most of the time, what happens is they just go through their campaign dashboard and try to analyze. And it might be their ASINs are distributed in 200 campaigns. So for them, it is very hard to understand exactly how the budget is distributed. So there is a report called Advertised Product Report. It is available for sponsored products as well as display ads. It is not available for brand ads because for brand we generally go in branding, so we don't look at spend so much.
Mm-mm.
In this report, it gives you each ASIN level data. So we do a pivot table to summarize that, okay, this ASIN, how much of the total spend this ASIN is spending. So we get the data that what is the total spend and how much percent of the total spend this ASIN is spending, what is its impression, what is a cost, whether it is profitable or not. First of all, like we can check what is the CTR of ads, what is the conversion rate, what is the a cost. So by this, we can exactly tell whether our budget is allocating evenly or is it like 80-20 thing, or that is generating only 10% of the results.
Okay. So actually, in our agency, we use portfolio. So do you really think portfolio is one of the best thing to separate ASIN wise or product wise or category wise? What is your thought on that?
Yeah, portfolio are awesome. It is a really great option for sellers to try it out. What we have also seen is, even though if I give you example of a brand which is an FMGC, for them when they're spending 1 CR in ads, because we have recently got one client of ours which is one of the main competitors of Hindustan Unilever, and for their
Okay.
one brand, their marketing spend on monthly basis is 1 CR. For them, each portfolio they cannot run one product because they need to cross sell and upsell a lot of products.
Okay.
So portfolio is really good for those products where we can differentiate category wise, or the products are completely separated where repeat purchase is not so much. For that,
Mm.
portfolio works like magic. But for other cases, we have to again look at this report because we need to summarize that, okay, out of 20 portfolios, what is this A sign performing in total? How much in
Mm.
total this is spending? And let's assume total there is 10,000 in ad spend. How much of the ad spend this A sign is taking out of that 10,000?
Okay. Makes sense. So now how can we utilize this ACOS report to analyze the profitability of the PPC campaigns product wise or category wise? And how can we adjust the bidding strategy?
Yeah. So profitability is important, really important when it comes to sellers, because we have seen a lot of brands struggle to make profit, and that is why they stop selling. So
Mm.
what happens is, what we have seen is, here there is a question comes as market share. So in order to determine your profitability, you have to understand how much market share you are taking. If there is total 10 competitors running ads,
Okay.
and let's assume that total 10 competitors is taking 100% of the total market share, how much percentage are you covering out? So
Mm.
there is a report available called search to impression share report. In that report, we can check what are the search terms that are used in campaigns or the campaigns have generated through ads, and how much percentage of total impressions available through ads, combining our other competitors that are running ads, how much percentage are we taking. So let's
Okay.
assume we have one keyword which we are taking 20% impression share or market share, but we are not the top competitor. That means we are not taking the top position in that. We are not taking the maximum market share. Might be we are ranked at number 3. We have two other competitors who are taking more than us in terms of market share. We can also see in that same report what is the ACOS of that search term combined, what is the CVR or conversion rate that keyword is getting out, what is the ACOS. Now, if we see that the ACOS is really profitable, the listing can withstand a lot of traffic. That means the conversion is good. The
Mm.
ads are performing good. That means the CTR is good. Then we know that, okay, our rank is not good. We are taking a normal market share 20%, but the rest metrics are really good. So now we can take that particular keyword where all the metrics are good, but we are ranking at number 3 in market share. We can find out in which campaign that keyword is being used or in which campaign that search term is being generated, and simply go and increase the bids by 15 or 20%. And what that will do is, since everything is normal, the ACOS is good, we will simply take more market share.
Okay.
And that in turn will increase our profitability because the market size is increasing for us.
Great. So since we discussed about competitor, how can we effectively use Amazon competitor report to monitor and analyze your competitor PPC strategies?
Yeah. So here I think two parts comes in play. One is keyword distribution, because sellers have question how much organic sales I'm getting. Another is the competitor's conversion rate or the competitor's ACOS. If we are doing 20% ACOS, is it good in terms of the market, or the competitor is doing far more better than us, right? So when it comes to organic sales, so we use a tool. I mean, a lot of tools are there. We use Helium 10 generally. We use Data Dive and Helium 10, these two tools. So we can go and check in Cerebro that how many organic keywords we are ranked for and how many keywords we are using in ads. So in general, a good ratio is 1:4. That means if we are running one keyword in ads, we should
Mm.
organically rank for four keywords. Now it depends on whether the brand is going aggressive on ads or not. So a general keywords in which you should organically rank is more than 2000 to 2500, more than that. That will tell that the listing is matured. Obviously, reviews numbers also plays a very important role. If your listing is not ranked for more than 2000 to 2500 keywords, that means you need to improve your listing optimization. You need to put more keywords, especially Hindi keywords, Tamil. Then we have misspellings that we need to
Mm.
use. Now moving on to the next part, which is how we can get. Now we know that our keywords are ranking good. We are ranked organically for a lot of keywords. Now moving on, whether our ACOS is good or not. Now here we can compare with other competitors. Now there's a report available for brand ads. Now why I'm talking about brand ads is because generally brand ads spends a lot, and
Mm.
sellers have this question whether they should run brand ads or not, because those are very expensive and generally sellers don't try that out. So in brand ads, there's a report called category benchmark report. Now there's a thing with this report is this report you will, if you download, then a lot of sellers you should get a blank data. That means no data should be there if you're not going aggressive on your ads or ad spend, or you're not running brand ads for a long time. This report gives you a competitor analysis. It tells you that, listen, these are the top 25 peer competitors, top 25 competitors. This is the bottom 25% competitors. This is the median 25% competitors. And the top 25 competitors, they are getting this much impression. This is their ACOS. This is their CTR. This is the how much clicks they are getting. It
Mm.
also gives you the bottom one and the medium one. It also gives you how much you are getting. Now you can compare side by side whether you are in the top, whether you are in the bottom, or in the basic. So this is a report that you can analyze. Also, there's another report that is available for brand registered sellers, search query performance dashboard, which is really advanced. So I think these two reports really can help sellers on this.
Okay. Since you discussed about sponsor brand ads, generally the basic question for every seller is like, when can I run sponsor brand ads? So what is your answer for that?
Yeah, sponsored brands are really expensive. So we were looking at one brand for us to take them in our agency, Rage Coffee. So Rage Coffee, they have Virat Kohli as one of their brand ambassador and
Brand number.
investor. Yeah, and what happening was they spend a lot. Okay, they spend a lot in ads plus branding. Whereas there is one other competitor in Amazon, because what happens in Amazon is Amazon doesn't give favor to brands. That is one thing. No matter how much you're spending, no matter who is your brand ambassador, I don't give you the favor. You have to do the hard work here.
Correct.
So Amazon, in that, there is a competitor of them called Bevzilla. Bevzilla is a coffee, and they don't have so much brand presence outside of Amazon, most probably. So what they are doing is they are ranking, or they have Amazon's choice patch for 43 best relevant keywords, which are non-branded and have search volume of more than 10,000. Whereas Rage Coffee, they have Amazon's choice batch for only one keyword, that is their branded keyword, Rage Coffee. And that
Mm.
search volume, monthly search volume was 10,000. And they are ranked in bestseller, they are ranked at 3, whereas Bevzilla is ranked at 1. Number 2 is Nescafe. Now, we showed it to the founder of Rage Coffee that this is what is happening, and they obviously told that, listen, how could we uh, go away with this? So listen, Amazon's choice is really important when it comes to Amazon, because batches really improves your conversion rate and CTR. So I think those are the few things that also comes in play when it comes to brand ads. And again, if I'm talking about brand ads, there are a lot of types of brand ads. So store Amazon is putting a lot of effort in store right now. And when there is an option to run brand ads, what we generally do is we go back and download our search term report for last 60 days, and we take out those keywords
Mm.
which we have got minimum 2 sales, and in which we are ranked organically in the first page. So we
Okay.
bring on a couple of keywords, like 20, 30 keywords, in which we have proven conversion and we are organically ranked in the first page. We run a strategy called omnipresence, in which when someone
Mm.
searches the keyword in which we are organically ranked and we already got good sales, so whenever someone search, first ad comes is the store spotlight ad. Now in store spotlight ad, now also video option is there. We can also add multiple images and also showcase 3 products. So it takes like 20% of the search page in mobile. Then comes the sponsored product ads. So we made sure that our sponsored keyword ad should show up for that keyword. Now because we are converting, Amazon will give that position to us. Then comes the organic position, because we are organically ranked in the first page. Next comes the video ads, which is again by sponsored video ads from brand ads. And sponsored video takes 2 placements. One is the video, again the listing. This way we are taking 70% of the whole page.
Mm.
And there is a saying, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. मतलब if you get more attention in the marketplace, you are going to sell more. So
Correct.
that is a proven strategy that we are using that really works like magic.
So great to know that. So, what do you think are the effective ways to use Amazon sales report to measure the impact of PPC campaigns on our overall sales and revenue?
Yeah, so what happens here is we have seen that conversion rate plays a very important role. And what determines your conversion rate will be higher and what determines your ACOS will be lower is the organic ranking. So no matter if we are running ads, no matter if your ACOS is good, it might happen that we have seen that your ACOS is at 30%, your TACOS is also at 30%. That because you're not getting organic sales because your listings are not optimized at all. So profitability completely depends on this, and also conversion rate or ads performance or ACOS. Those are the 3 metrics that can be determined first whether you are targeting to the relevant audience or not. That means the keywords that you're using, are those relevant to your product? Because otherwise you will get impression, and if you get impression a lot but very less clicks, your CTR will be very low and your cost per click will increase, and in turn your conversion rate will be also drop. So here you have to make sure your targeting is very relevant. Next comes the other parts of the image, is the main image, the reviews, the price. Are those proper? Because that determines your profitability. Now, when all this are checked, now there is a chance that we can check out how much sales we are generating through it and what is the percentage of organic sale versus our PPC sale. So if we can go to our business report. In the business report, there is an option detailed page of sales by child ASIN, in which each ASIN or SKU, it shows how much impression we are getting. Even it shows how much impression we are getting on mobiles and desktop. What is the unit session percentage in mobile and desktop, which a lot of seller calls at conversion rate as well. So by that we can check exactly how much sales we are getting, and if the conversion rate is higher and our ACOS is good, that means obviously we'll make more profits out of it. So all this comes together when it comes to profitability and sales. That is how this report could be used to cross check side by side with your advertised product report and the detailed page by child AS. And these 2 reports should be checked cross side by side.
Okay. So if we talk about Amazon campaigns, long tail keywords play a very major role. So what do you think are the advanced strategies for bidding that we can follow for long tail keywords?
Yeah. So there is only one way we can be very profitable in terms of ACOS in Amazon. And our end goal whenever we run ads is to find long tail keywords and to run exact match on it. Because we know if it is a long tail, 3, 4 words, then our
Mm.
ACOS will be in single digit. So what we generally do, we run exact match and phrase match. We are very limited when it comes to broad match. So generally, your phrase match will generate a lot of long tail keywords. And what we generally do is, if a keyword is generating, or if a search term is generating more than 3 orders, and the ACOS is good. By good, I mean we generally set a threshold. If the listing is new, 30% of ACOS is really good. But if the listing is matured, then probably 10, 15, 20% ACOS is really good.
Mm.
We take that search term out and create a separate exact match campaign. Now, when we create a separate exact match campaign, that is not the last step that we do. Now, a lot of sellers can ask, if you're taking the system out from the campaign where it is getting sales, do you negative target that? We do not do it, because
Mm.
we don't affect any campaign's performance. We don't touch a campaign that is already performing. Now, what will happen is, if you create a different campaign with the same system, slowly the impression of that campaign for that keyword will decrease eventually, and it will start performing. So second step is creating exact match campaign for the long tail version. Now third step will be to run that campaign and observe how much it is spending in placement. So there is 2 or 3 placements. One is top of the search, product page, and rest of
Mm.
the search. So we can find out that which placement is observing good for us or going good for us. And then the third step will be to creating separate campaigns based on that placement which is proven for us. Now, for rest of the search, the only way we can target is a lot of testing, because we can't directly or manually target rest of the search placement. The way we generally do it is going for the up and down bidding strategy. And in up and down bidding strategy, we put the bids very low and we just test out. Now what happens is, if Amazon see that, okay, you have a good chance that if they increase your bid, then you can get rest of the search placement. And a lot of cases, rest of the search is really profitable. And if rest of the search starts getting sales one time, Amazon will put entire budget on rest of the search, and that campaign will be now responsible for only one placement. But
Mm.
it again takes a lot of tests, because sometimes Amazon do not push the budget to rest of the search automatically. We have to create 2, 3 campaigns to get that placement. So that is how I think a correct way of optimization should be.
Okay. In this case, you are saying that you will pull out the campaign, you will create another campaign. So now, what do you think about duplication of keywords in multiple campaigns? What is your thought on that?
Yeah. So what happens is, what we have seen is, for every bid in Amazon, there is a placement offered by Amazon. Okay, let's assume you have one keyword, what is water bottle. In one campaign, you are using water bottle keyword. In the same other campaign, or let's assume campaign two, where you are using the same keyword, the targeting is same, but the bids maybe are different. So
Mm.
Amazon will show you in 2 different places, because in every bids there is placements available for Amazon. But there is a question: what happens? Let's assume, as I've given an example, that you have taken that keyword out of a campaign, and now
Mm.
you're running 2 campaigns with the same keyword. So what happens is, why we generally do it is because, with a result that we have seen, generally the campaign in which that keyword is there, if it is performing, it will keep on performing, or in sometimes the campaign performance will drop for that keyword, and the other campaign will start performing, because that campaign is only crafted for the one keyword. But in terms of
Mm.
duplication, we don't see there is a lot of impact in it, because there's a report that we talked about, search your search to impression share report, which combines all the search terms and tell you how much total market share you are getting. So in this case, what we have seen is, there might be one search term which may be used in 5 different campaigns, because in search term performance report, impression share report, it also gives you in how many campaigns that keyword is being used. If there is 5 campaigns, then you get the number. So in that, we can check
Mm.
that out of that 5 campaigns, which campaign is performing good. So you can see, if there is only one campaign that is performing good, it is quite doable to only use that campaign and suppress the rest. But if all the
Okay.
5 are performing, we wouldn't touch the campaigns. It will keep on running as it is until some proves that it can't give results to us.
Yes, got it. So, how can you use Amazon PPC to target customer based on their purchasing behavior, frequency, or order value? Based on that, how we can target?
Yeah, I think this is a really good question, because for supplement brands, for FMGC products, they want to get a lot of repeat purchase. So in the sponsored display ads, we have an option where we can target customers who have bought our products before, and we can go as back as 365 days. So this is a great opportunity for sellers where they are using subscribe and save. They have good frequency of buying. I mean, customers comes repeatedly to buy their products. For those, this ad type performs like magic because they already know the brand, and it is easier for them to purchase now because the first purchase is the hardest and the second is not. So this particular ad type and sponsored display ads, particularly if we go in audiences, then we have the purchase remarketing. This works like magic. We generally do it two ways. We create a 30 days remarketing campaign. Another, we also create a 60 days. There you can just test out which one performs good. And if your product is something that is ordered every month or every week, then you can also try out the higher option, that is 365 days. And it again is constant testing on which option performs the best.
Okay, great. So even we have done this for FMCG brands and it really worked a lot. Like where the recycle day will be like, okay, 60 days once they're
Yeah.
going to buy the jam or something like that. That's giving good results. And coming to this question, we are using Amazon Pie tool for some of the big brands to analyze all these things. So
Mhm.
though it is not applicable for all the sellers, I want you to
Yeah.
share a few words about Amazon Pie to our audience. PA
Yeah,
tool.
frankly speaking, we haven't really got into Amazon Pi so much. So the
Okay.
tools that we are using right now to get the same data that Pi provides, because we connect Amazon Marketing Stream as well. So in India, it is also rolled out. So we use few tools like Hector to give all the data same as Amazon Pi,
Okay.
and Hector is one tool that we're using. And also for reporting, I think there is a lot of tools in India that can give the similar result. We are also being given by the Amazon. There's a new tool that they have created, which is automation tool by Amazon itself. I think it is called Drona, something like that. So our team started using it. So that is also a tool where they have also giving you rule based things. We can set rules and budget
Okay.
rules, all those kinds of things. So this, I think, works similar to Amazon Pi. And Amazon Pi is being for long, so it's
Mm.
obviously being optimized itself a lot.
Okay. Great. So now, how can we use the Amazon search report to identify and optimize high performing keywords in our campaigns?
Yeah. So obviously, the first thing that we go into creating campaigns is we look into identifying those search terms which are long tail, 3 to 4 keywords, 3 to 4 words, because long tail keywords will be always profitable. Long tail keywords and branded keywords, they will give
Hmm.
a single digit ACOS. So in this, what we do is we generally go and use targeting report and search term report combined, and we use this formula to look back between these two sheets and check whether that uh, the search term that is giving us good result is being used as a targeting in any campaign or not. If it is not being used in any other campaign as a keyword or as a targeting, then we go and create a separate, because what happens is if you are running a phrase match campaign for water bottle, that campaign might give you a search term called water bottle for kids, which
Hmm.
is not a keyword that is used. So that we identify which are the keywords or search terms which are not being used in campaigns. We create separate exact match and phrase match for it. Now why we create phrase match? Because phrase match can give us more output of the same keyword.
Hmm.
It can show us that there are some other keywords related to this keywords. By other keywords, I mean some long tail version of the already existed long tail version, which there are. So this is how I think sellers should use search term report, because ultimately the goal is to find long tail version of keywords to get more profitable in terms of advertising.
Okay. So generally, my habit is to create some new campaign. As you said, like I pull out the work, the keywords, and add into new campaigns. And some of our clients feel like, okay, why you guys are creating a lot of campaigns? So what would be the best answer to give them to make them understand, like, okay, creation of new campaigns will help us in monitoring better, or algorithm wise also, I have seen that a lot of changes are happening. So how do you generally, understand or convince your client for creation of more campaigns, because they actually feel higher the campaigns, higher the budget, something they are correlating in a wrong way.
Yeah, no, I think this is a question that we get a lot. But again, it comes to this point, like if you just go back and check one campaign that was there for 6 months back, and that was the same campaign, if you just create today, the performance will be drastically different in the campaigns. Plus why we do the campaign creation every like new campaign creation is because we want to get relevant traffic every time, because the campaign that was performing 6 months back might be the, because Amazon is a machine learning platform, the advertising is completely machine learning, they learn their own way. So we create new campaigns every time, and also the only way we do it is because just to increase the impressions. Because now if we see the listing is proven, because previously the campaign might have a data that the listing was not proven or
Correct.
was not getting good conversion, because that time the listing wasn't matured. So the data is completely structured in that way. Now if we create a new campaign, the impression will be different. Maybe the traffic that Amazon is targeting or the placements that we are getting will be different. So we have seen good results out of it, and obviously we have to be very serious about the budget allocation to it, because it might happen that the budget can, because new campaign creation obviously increases the budget, obviously increases the daily spend. So that is also something that needs to come in place. So we generally go and create new type of campaigns instead of creating, let's assume if we are doing 80 campaigns in sponsored products, but that particular account do not have so much visibility in terms of brand or display, because brand and display really gives us a lot of placement. Because if we see ultimately in Amazon for organic placement, we have very few, but when we go and check ads placement, there are so many placements for ads. So why not, we should use all those, because ultimately it comes to one point: the better you can see, the better the customer can see your product, the better they're going to purchase it. So that is the point. Yeah.
Correct, great. So, how can you use Amazon audience targeting options such as interest, life events, etc., to reach specific customer segments alone?
Yeah, so this is a feature that Amazon have rolled out, but this feature we haven't seen really good result out of it, because it is really broad. Until and unless you have a specific budget that you want to allocate towards branding or towards getting new customer, it is not so much useful for us, because it goes really wide, really broad. When we go in interest targeting, we have live events, then a lot of things are there, like interests, a lot of things are there. But again, one thing is, here in display ads, it goes off Amazon as well. So that is something that may be interesting, but we haven't seen really good result out of the audience targeting. The best result, best performing one is views remarketing and purchase remarketing. Those two are the best option performing for us.
Okay. So, how can we use Amazon sponsor display ads to effectively retarget customer off Amazon?
Yeah, so this is something that is really cool, because display ads is kind of a smaller version of DSP, demand side platform. And Amazon is trying to roll out new features every now and then with display ads as well. So in display, it says that you can, if someone comes in your listing, you can target off Amazon as well. But this is far more limited in terms of the reach when it comes to, if we compare with DSP, because we are seeing the DSP data as well. And
Okay.
now Amazon have their AMC as well, which can connect everything, and AMC has been rolled out in Amazon's ad console as well, not in India, but there are a lot of accounts in US that Amazon has rolling out AMC in ad console, so they're combining everything. So for those particular cases, for those brands where the spend is limited, I think DSP can work well. But when it comes to higher budget clients, higher budget where they focus a lot in branding, they should focus in DSP. And DSP in India especially, we are very limited, because Amazon doesn't give us full access, they give us
Correct.
shared access. So we have to go through their team to do everything, which I feel that, because we are trying to connect with our account manager a lot of times and try to convince them, listen, we want this. Because in US, how we are running is, we are paying a $2,000 to a agency to give us DSP access, and we access it through their end, and that is far more easier. But when it comes to India, it is far more difficult, that we have seen.
Correct. So I have one out of box question apart from PPC. Like, consider there is a brand who's doing around 20 to 50 lakhs in India. So what is the right time for a brand or Indian brand to go to US? That is, they are having Indian products and they want to sell to US. So what would be your advice for Indian brands to upgrade to US? When should they do that?
Yeah, so I could answer this, because we have 2 to 3 clients who are from India, and one is doing almost $3 million a year in sales, and other doing close to $1 million in sales, and they scale the same way. So how they did it is, the best way would be, because reviews are very expensive in US. They have only one way, that is a Vine program. So if you have a good listing in India, which is performing really good, which has gathered a lot of reviews, you can simply list on the same product and list in US. So 20, 30 lakhs in revenue, I don't see that is very high to switch to .com, because in 20, 30 lakhs in revenue, that means if we just calculate the margins, it will be very less. And in US, that is an expensive market, especially when we talk about the shipping,
Mm.
because if their products are bulky, they can't ship through air, and air is very expensive. But they have to ship through sea, and if they're shipping through sea, again it adds up 45-60 days, plus the shipping is expensive because they have to ship a lot of units. So I don't think 20-30 lakhs a month they are ready to go in US because of the cash flow issues. They should first scale to 2-3 crores in India, then focus on that, because then they will not face the issue of cash flow challenges.
That's great, Sammy. It was really a wonderful interview. So every time I speak with you, we get a lot of new things from you. Not only that, our audience really love your content because the way that you explain is really great. So I would highly recommend to follow Sammy on social media. He provides a lot of content in English and also Hindi. So make sure that you're checking his profile. The link of the profile is in the description. And again, thanks, Sammy, for accepting the invite and coming to our channel again.
Thank you so much. It was great having you.
Thank you, everyone. If you're watching our channel, if you're not subscribed, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click on the bell icon. And if you want us to cover any other topics, please mention in the comment box and we would be really happy to do that. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.